According to Newton, according to Euclidean geometry, that all of science, Newton and all scientists based themselves until Einstein upon Euclidean geometry, space is flat. Comes along Einstein, and thanks to a mathematician that lived sometime before Riemann, he had the necessary kalim, vessels, mathematical vessels to express space. Space-time is now one that exhibits curvature. And what gravity is, according to Einstein, is that anything that possesses mass curves space around it. And things fall into that, or just proceed in straight lines, so to speak, straight in italics, in accordance with the curves, the curvature of space which is produced by any body that possesses mass. This concept of curvature, that space is curves, now what is the counterintuition here? We're leaving our normal concept of geometry. Now abandoning, have to give up on Euclidean geometry vis-a-vis the universe. Doesn't mean that you don't study geometry in school, simple Euclidean geometry, but vis-a-vis the real universe. So we have to now reset our minds altogether. That instead of things being flat, instead of space-time being straightforward and flat, it possesses curvature. It means it's either concave or convex. What does that symbolize? That space itself, that you take something which you thought was flat, or straight, and it now becomes either convex or concave. That is called kechomer biyad hayotzer. This is the insight, the counterintuition in the world of Yetzirah is actually the deepest insight into what Yetzirah means. Yetzirah means, the word Yotzer, formation, is a potter that has a potter's wheel and makes pottery. He takes chomer gelim, raw material, clay, and he curves it. And a kli, a vessel in halakha that is straight, it doesn't have any receptacle to it, any bet kibul, is not mekabel tumah, it's not defined as a kli. It has to be concave or convex. That idea that reality itself, that space-time itself has intrinsic curvature to it, that's the absolute Yetzirah formation of the world of formation. The next level is a level of quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics, as we wrote here on the board, the new insight, the counterintuitive insight of quantum mechanics is called uncertainty. Uncertainty means, this is Heisenberg's famous uncertainty principle, which states and means that you cannot know simultaneously the position and the momentum or the velocity of any elementary particle, any particle. Now, at the beginning, people thought that means that it's just our problem. Much more it's the problem of the observer. The observer, as soon as you observe one property, if we're like looking hard at the position of a certain particle, we cannot at the same time simultaneously know its velocity and its momentum. But later it became clear that what quantum science is actually saying is something so profound and so ununderstandable, unfathomable, that it's saying that in truth, in essence, a particle does not have exact position and exact velocity or momentum at the same time. It's not just as a problem it's my problem as an observer. It's not just a subjective problem, it's a true objective fact. Which means that particles are no longer things, like Dirac said, that an electron is not a thing, it's something else. It's a wave function, it's something else, it's a probability. A wave function means it's a probability function. There are many, many different ways of formalizing and trying to understand. One of the greatest of the American Jewish physicist Feynman used to say that relativity, maybe only a few people in the world can understand what it's about. But quantum mechanics, there's nobody on earth. He was the greatest. Nobody understands what it's about. Nobody can fathom. Nobody can understand what it is. What the uncertainty principle is actually saying. The world of Yitzchak, let's go back a moment for the world of Yitzchak, what it means in our service of Hashem. The world of Asiyah, we said, what it boils down to in our service, this new way of seeing reality, is a new way of understanding what it means to, what true motion is in our world of Asiyah. As we're supposed to be walkers. A Jew is a walker amongst the standards. Everything is stationary. Everything is stationary, and we're supposed to be walkers. We're on the move. Why are we on the move? Because we're on the beam of light. And everything else, even angels, it's all stationary. What does curvature mean? Curvature means that the heart is becoming a receptacle because of gravity. The heart is not flat, it's not straight. It has to be a kli. You have to make your heart a kli it has to be broken in a certain way. You have to know you have to be a craftsman, an oman, in order to make your heart into a kli. Uncertainty is in the world of Briah, is the world of the mind. The paradox of the mind, at the level of mind, where once more things are no longer things. In the world of Briah and Kabbalah, it says that there are no more things. It's all hiyuli, it's homer gelem. It's some type of pre-matter which is not yet, it's not a thing, it's something else. That's reality in the world, that's the true reality in the world of Briah, which is totally reforming the mind in accordance with uncertainty. Curvature of space-time is reforming the heart. Special relativity is reforming one's orientation towards action. Right, now we'll stop here for a moment and take a breather for 2 seconds. We're going to have an interim between the 2 seconds. It's not yet the interim.